prioritize my daughter first and foremost. It's definitely at least a tricky situation.
Yeah, so okay, let's hypothesize. Had he done that? Well, I think Alexa and Nicole probably would have got antsy and like just come down anyway to try and find them, which is they've literally just done that. So yeah, I don't think that would have worked. Had he come back to save them, they wouldn't have been there to save.
Right.
Yeah.
I also imagine that if he saved his daughter, and he's like, "I'm so sorry, Nia Long. I couldn't do anything. She's dead," but she actually escaped and was like, "Grant left me behind." That would be a pretty tricky situation to explain.
Well, that would be even more like The Descent, where one of the characters accidentally maims the other one but doesn't kill them.
Very true. I guess he was like, you know what? We can't copy too many tricks.
Some of this has to be like at least halfway original. Okay, good. Well, either way, the group is together, and John Corbett knows the caves. So they keep on saying it's a maze down there. No one knows where they're going, but he seems to have a good idea where it is, and he leads them to an exit or the entrance that they came in on, which sounds great. There's 40 minutes of film left. So something's going to happen. We're not even an hour in at that point. So, and it's not the easiest exit to get out of because it's like a hole and there's a rope dangling down with this really awkward way of getting in and out of the place.
Oh my gosh.
An ascender.
I would have had such a hard time having the coordination to work that thing. When he was describing how to use it, I was like, this is going right over my head. I could not do that with the hasteness required for the situation.
What I'm going to need is you to get out, then I'll tie this around me and you pull.
I also, even without this shark situation, this one rope being your only access point to get out does not seem nearly safe enough.
Right, and like three of them came down here, so I'm guessing they all didn't take the rope down. They could jump in from where they were. In the same way that the girls will jump in. So they just need to string the rope up and go. But they've got 3 guys and their equipment. This is not an efficient way of getting... They've got welding stuff, they've got speakers. This is not an efficient way of getting out. So Alexa ties herself in. She's just like the nearest to the rope. So it's one person at a time. And she's making decent headway. She's like a body length out of the water. And then, the sharks appear. Not just one shark, 2 sharks. And they're below them. And they're taking their time as to who's attacking anybody. They're just kind of circling around, ignoring all this kicking and thrashing above them. Nicole, terrified, like phenomenally, climbs this incredibly thin rope. This is the most unbelievable part of the film is somebody doing this. It's very impressive rope climbing. I don't think it's possible.
Well, it didn't quite work out, so maybe it's not possible.
She climbs. She gets out on the rope. It's the bit where she's trying to get out on the land that didn't work when she like grabs the wrong thing and falls in. She falls in quite far, goes down quite a bit into the water and does not make it to the surface.
She gets the worst death of any of these movies.
I don't know. There is one coming up a little later that I really don't want to go through. Not that I want to go through any of these deaths, but Alexa's death to me is mean. Well, I suppose.
That was a rough one.
So I suppose Nicole's death is maybe not the worst to go through, but if you go for like the how bad the death is compared to how deserving the character is of that death, then this could be the disparity. Well, no, Alexa's is a disparity, but this is a really bad death. So yeah, she goes down and gets ripped apart by 2 sharks. She gets the Sam Jackson death from DBC of being taken out and just ripped in 2, and it's. For a film that I think is PG-13 in America, is horrendous. There's no blood, but still it's not pleasant because it's a 15 in the UK, and rated PG-13 for creature-related violence and terror, some bloody images and brief rude gestures.
Oh.
Oh, that's the when they'll flip the bird to the bully. That'll be
Yeah.
what that is. Brief rude gestures, great. But yeah, it's a 15 in the UK, which Netflix lists it as a 15 for injury detail and threat. Injury detail is my new band name. So Nicole dead, murked, and she took the rope out with her, so they can't even use that to get back out again. But they set off the shark alarm. They've got like a red flashing light, which the sharks don't seem to like, and the sharks swim away, which gives us a nice moment for like, okay, everyone settle down. John Corbett knows another way out. He believes in the group. Gets killed halfway through his inspirational speech. There has never been anything more Deep Blue Sea than the biggest name actor in the film giving an inspirational speech to the survivors and just getting ripped apart halfway through it.
Absolutely.
Glorious.
It immediately came to mind. It immediately, my brain made that connection.
But it's just disappointing that we've just had the Sam Jackson death for Nicole, and now we get the Sam Jackson pre-death with John Corbett, Grant. So we get these two characters share that one death from Deep Blue Sea.
That's what you call subverting expectations.
Indeed. The other three girls are left, terrified. They're still using the shark alarm, and they need to find another way out. Before he died, Grant told them that there's the other exit leads out to the ocean, but there'll be strong currents, which will come into play soon, which will try and pull them down. And so they decide, hell, we gotta try. They can't get out here. I don't think anyone actually tries to climb the walls. They don't look completely unclimbable, but so did the rope. And so I think someone should have maybe tried to get out of this hole that they're in. By the way, they go back down. And they've got the flashing red. So the flashing red light is like a strobe light when they go down, because they go down into darkness with just this red flashing, and we get the nice callback to 47 meters down of as they go down. It's red light, no sharks, black. Red light, no sharks, black. Red light, no sharks, black. Red light, sharks everywhere. And once again, I love that stuff. It's it's the exact same thing as before, but it's still well implemented.
Yeah,
it's a great image. Yep. So they go down, and they get to the bit with the current trying to pull them down. It pulls Sasha down. Corinne Fox gone. And I was like, well, hang on, there wasn't really a resolution between these sisters.
Yeah. I was also like, the way I would have predicted this movie going is those two being the final at the end. So I was like, oh, okay, this isn't what I expected.
And also, this seems like a real kind of cop-out death. She's just gone. Which, actually, to be fair, going back to 47 meters down, we talked about last week, when Kate, the Mandy Moore's sister, when she is taken, that was a real wait, we didn't see any of that. She's just kind of gone. What's going on here? And that turns out to be a real death rather than the cop-out.
Oh, yeah.
Hallucination. Whereas this time around, it's the opposite. She's taken, but it's not real. So they're playing with us. They're toying with us. They know what they're doing. Sasha gone. Leaves Mia and Alexa to try and circumnavigate this underwater tornado. Which, I don't know how common these would be, how realistic this is, but they've set it up. It's in the film. We're just going to deal with it. And they try and circumnavigate around the rock wall of the thing. Get to the other side. Alexa looks in a tunnel. It's all clear. Turns back to make sure Mia's okay. Turns back to the tunnel. Shark! These sharks have great timing.
Yeah, right. It's like, what are they doing? They don't have that much room to go around places. So how are they hiding constantly?
I don't know, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
No shark and shark. And these are great whites. They're huge. So Mia gets knocked back into the current. Alexa's oxygen tank gets grabbed by the shark. So she's fighting to get it off, fight it, and she gets it off, gets the mask off. I'm not entirely sure what her plan was. I don't know if I would have done anything differently. She's strapped to a thing that is in a shark's mouth. Get rid of the thing. but she doesn't make it very far because she drowns. And the camera
Yeah.
stays on her face, watches
Oh.
the last bit of air leave her body, the last bit of life leave her eyes. And this is a character who's been nothing but like helpful and good. She's like the Janice of this crew. She's like, she's the exposition delivering, just helpful, and then
Right.
we just watch her just pass away, and it's brutal.
Yeah, I wonder if in their eyes that kind of death isn't as bad as like a super violent, gruesome shark death, but it's not better. It's just bad in a different way.
Yeah, and will the sharks eat her now? Because they can't see her and she's stopped moving. So is she just going to be a dead body down there now?
Yeah. Ugh.
Either way,
Yeah,
it's
like,
great.
if you're gonna die, you might as well be like a nutritious meal.
Yeah,
you know?
like you have calories in your body. Pass them on to the world. I'm sure you've eaten fish in your life. It's the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune. So then Mia gets pulled down by the current. Sasha's down there. She survived. She's alive. Then they find a way out together. Very thin descent-like crevice. We've talked about the oxygen tanks get stuck. They work their way through, just about. Take the tanks off. There's a shark coming after them, as is standard for this film. And they've run out of air. So when they take off the tanks, they've run out of air anyway. So it's not really much of a decision to make. And then they get out. Hooray! They're out. All is fine. All is saved. No more problems.
Of course. That's the end.
Yep, that's the end of... Oh, no, wait, hang on. They're in the middle of a chumming stream. Because it's Chekhov's shark tour. The setup earlier, they are by the boat they should have been on, and they're in the path that the guys have been chumming to attract the sharks. So now they're just swimming through the chum. Which it's really well shot, where we're on the surface of the water, the camera's going up and down, it's blue, it's blue, it's blue, it's got a bit purple there. Oh, it's red. Oh, it's brown. Oh no.
Oh, it's so awful. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is... First, it's very fun that it's ridiculous, but it's very fun that that's where they end up, meeting up with, is that boat. But the idea of being so close to safety, and then not just sharks behind you, but literally chumming the waters around you. Ugh. First of all, I don't want chum to come in contact with me in general, let alone when there's sharks on my tail.
Yep. Yeah, no thank you. They decide the best option is to swim through the chum. I might have tried to swim out of the chum and into the boat, but they just go through it. And if you think, speaking of fun, this is where the film just gets ridiculous. The amount of times these two girls just get dragged back into the water by sharks as they're trying to get out. It's comical. It's not supposed to be comical, I think, but they're swimming to the water, to the boat. Mia gets there first. She gets out. Sasha gets pulled down by a shark.
Oh my gosh.
So
they each need their turn.
So Mia grabs a flare gun, dives back in. No one on the boat is being helpful at all. They're just in the way.
I was like, do they not have what are those things called? Not the tube, the rings?
Oh, the life preserver.
Yes. Do they not have those? That's absurd.
If they do, no one is thinking about it. No one's like, okay, let's do this. And so Mia dives back in, shoots the shark with a flare, and then just as she does so, she then gets attacked by the shark. And she gets away from it, stabs it in the eye with her shark tooth, gets attacked by another shark.
Oh my gosh.
But they both make it out in horrible shape. When Sasha gets out,
gosh.
she's like missing half of her side. It's awful. But I feel like these sharks would have maybe done more damage. Maybe the chumming kind of confused them a little bit. I don't know, but they're alive. They're mostly intact. And the bunny girl is on the boat as well. And I do like just how awful of a person she is. When she's just the little things. When they're in the underwater viewing area, she's like off to one side, and the shark coming along, and she like barges her way in front of everyone. It's just like, God, can you see this? Can you see this? No, because you just pushed me out of the way. You horrible person. No. But she's up on deck when Mia gets out at the end, and just gives her a look of like, I've seen something, I will end you. Just try push me back